Okay, so this is the scene. This is what I have to do. It was quite a job to pencil it. I think I started off with him and I went from there. This is a panel from my Sleepy Hamlet graphic novel, The Night of the Village Idiots. And this particular scene, they've got to get up to the bar urgently to find out whether Mrs. Heppelheimer, the Bavarian balm pot and drinking sponge, has actually passed out yet. So they're in a rush and they're all trying to push past each other, knock each other over, and goodness knows what else. All this in one panel. There's glasses flying everywhere, there's cigarettes out, and they're always fun to draw, but as you can imagine, they're quite complicated. The really complicated bit comes when I've got to ink it, which is now. So without further ado, shall we get in there and see how I go about inking a panel like that? Let's do it. Right, well, here we go then. Let's get on with it. It's slightly speeded up. I normally do them, if I speed them up, I do them around about, I think it's about 400%. I think that's what it says. But this one I've just done to 200, which is, seeing as it starts at 100, it's only a little bit faster than I normally draw anyway. Believe you me, I am fairly quick at the drawing. Anyway, that aside, here we go with the, I suppose it is a tutorial of some sort if you want to know how to draw a crowd scene. The only difficulty really with this, or the major difficulty with this, is of course I have to work out who's where, so as I don't put the pen line over someone's foot or backside or straight through their face or anything else like that. I can always remove those problems once they're in Photoshop, but if you get it right at this stage, saves you a lot of time with the colouring. And with the colouring nowadays, particularly nowadays, seeing as I draw all the backgrounds in on the computer, it's going to save me a lot of time if I just make sure I get it right at this stage. Now, I'm not going to be talking all the way through this, as you can imagine. It's we go on for a fair old while, but you got the picture up in the top left down corner. That's the finished panel from the page. I've cut it out and what have you, so as you can see what's going on. And any questions about it, obviously leave them in the box below, and I'll answer them as soon as I see them. What else can we say? I suppose we can say that for those that you don't know, this is from my graphic novel, The Night of the Village Idiots, which is based around a fictitious village called Sleepy Hamlet. Set in the 1950s, I think, sort of mid-1950s. It's after the war, it's before the Beatles, and they're a very, very insular village. But it is a village full of idiots, basically. If every village has got an idiot, this one's got them all. They sometimes lend them out. And this particular scene, they've got a drinking competition with Mrs. Heppelheimer, who's an outsider who's lived with them since she was a farm girl back in the war. She comes from Bavaria, a little village called Frau Hoffenbarl. Don't go looking for it, it doesn't exist, only in my fevered imagination. And she is, what can you say, she's an enigma. You can't really describe Mrs. Heppelheimer. She just is. She's a Heppelheimer, that's it. When you know something goes wrong, you've been Heppelheimered, and it's an expression. But they try to get her drunk. When they're drunk, they do something stupid, and the last thing you want to do is wind up Mrs. Heppelheimer. Well, they're doing it in their drunken cups, and they're going to live to regret it. But at this stage, they think she's gone down, and they're going to hypnotise her. It's not giving too much away from the story. That bit hasn't happened yet. But if you want to follow the story as it progresses, I do one page a week, and I post it on Facebook at the moment. I may very well give it its own web comic at some point, but at this stage, it's all on Faceless Book, and Instagram, and I think it's on my LinkedIn page, and sometimes I put it up on Twitter. Still don't really get on with Twitter very much, so it's a pain in the arse program. I don't really understand it. So follow me there. I'll have the links down below, or just find me either Carl Dixon, my Facebook page, or Carl Dixon Cartoonist, which is my business page, I suppose, for want for a better thing. And there's also a Sleepy Hamlet page, which is called the Making of Sleepy Hamlet, which goes behind the scenes and follows me as I create a graphic novel, or my labour of love, as I say, because there's no commission on this. When it's finished, it's going to come out as a book, and hopefully people will support me by purchasing a copy. Right, well, I'll go quiet for a while whilst you just enjoy a little bit of this, and if anything pops into my head, I'll start talking. Enjoy for now. I'm back again already. That little bit there, that the hand coming out. When you're drawing a big scene, I can't really give advice on how to do it. You just literally start with a character, start with someone. I don't know what happened there. There we go. I realised I'm too far over on the camera. When you're doing a large scene, like I say, you start off with one character and then start drawing maybe someone behind him or her, or in front or to the side, and really build it from there. But you've got to draw it light. Pencil work very, very light, and then start to strengthen it up when you've got the characters where they are. With this one, I just started off with the central character, I think, and had him sort of pushing everyone behind him whilst he tried to get to the bar. Then I thought, well, someone's going to try and yank his nose back, and then hands will come out. And so you try and make as much sort of humour going on in it as you possibly can. Think of things whilst you're drawing it. Make the audience laugh, entertain them. Because I know that most people will look at the page, they'll move on to the next panel and go on and go on. But if you sort of give your readers or your viewers plenty to look at, they will actually do you the service. We do the honour of taking time with the bigger pictures and think, oh, what's going on in there? Or they may just finish reading the page and then come back and enjoy it. So give them what you can. There you go, a little bit of water coming out the jug. There's very little, and I've just done some little indent marks there to show the thing flying in the air. But when you've got a picture this busy, you really don't want to be giving it too much action lines, because it's going to make a confusing scene even more confusing. So give the action by having the water coming out of it, so it shows that it's actually spinning in the air, and liquid is being expelled. That'll show movement. Also, you'll notice a little bit later when I get to it, there'll be the clouds in the background, or the dust clouds in the background. We'll talk about those a bit more when we get there. Right, go start it again. Just notice it's rather strange that the first character I drew, I'm now actually only just starting to tackle him. I don't know whether it would have been good to start. I know you start at the top and work your way down, but when you've got something this complicated, I don't think those rules apply. You just start wherever you can. You know, I'm ever mindful of the shading. Keep an eye on the shading. Ooh, what was that? That's interesting. Oh, it's his face, his nose. But here we go, I've gone off the page again. You'll have to excuse me. I am really low key with these. Technology wise, I'm very low key with my YouTube. Some people have all these various specialist speakers and microphones and cameras, and they have little furry microphones on their chest. I don't. I give you what I give you because I literally just stick it on some kind of a construction that I made. I'll do a tutorial. I'll show you a video one day of everything that I use for my YouTube channel, but basically it's filmed through my phone, which is an Android, and it's recorded on my phone, and then I sit here, I draw it, film it, do the editing, put all the stuff I need to together, then I save it, and then when it's saved and it's going at the correct speed, I play it back, and then I just record over it whilst I'm watching it. So I'm watching this with you effectively. I did used to try and sort of talk whilst I was drawing, but it didn't work for me. It went horribly wrong. I get my words mixed up, and I still do now sometimes. Just noticed the power was about to go on the computer, so I had to multitask, and as we know at the beginning of this video, I don't multitask very well, do I? No, I don't. What's happened here? That's okay. My phone went dark. Have to excuse me if you can hear me sniffling slightly. I think I have a bit of hay fever. Not sure what it is. I know you can't go outside now and sniff without someone macing you or whatever. Terrified you might have coronavirus. I found a load of sound effects, and I might start having some fun with those in the future. Don't know. I'll have to wait and see what I can think. Of course, whilst I'm here, just to mention that if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Hit the subscription control or whatever it is below, and then go to the, what is it called now? There's a little bell thing there. If you click on that and then go to the drop down menu and click always, then you'll get everything that I do on here. It is a tutorial channel. It's also kind of just following me in what I'm doing as well. So although not like most tutorials, you sit there and you say, oh, you get point A and connect it to point B, and you get a very confusing picture. I don't do that. I literally, as anyone who has followed the videos I've done already will tell you, what I do is I show you the cartoons and you study it. You study a cartoonist at work, and that's how you learn. So please do follow me in my little journey, shall we say, and you will learn an awful lot if you want to. If you just want to watch a cartoonist drawing and then listen to him give some kind of a commentary, then yeah, come along for that as well. Whatever it is you enjoy about cartoons, this is it. Come along to it. I'll draw it involves stuff like this. I could be doing a simple thing, a simple tutorial for those who are less versed in cartoons. I'll be doing tutorials on watercolours, all sorts of things. But I will just waffle my way through it, and as I get more and more comfortable with this here faceless book, this here YouTube, then I will get a bit more adventurous and do some more daft things. But up until that point, I shall shut up now, as this is coming close to the end, and I shall let you enjoy the last bit of music, and then right at the end there's a please subscribe thing, but after that you'll have a bigger version of the panel you've got up in the top left hand corner, so you can have a good look at it, a good study at it when it's a bit larger. So hope to see you soon. Please keep coming back, or I say subscribe and you won't miss anything, and we'll do something different next time. We'll have some more fun and a bit more of a chat. So I shall see you then. See you all soon, I hope.